Well, I'm here, black folks, to tell y'all that I have I have cracked the code on how come you and me we have been so unsuccessful in America given the opportunities. Yes, there's been a lot of pushback, but given the opportunity that's here, why are we so why are we so we're not successful in a mass on a mass scale? And I have thought about it, and in my opinion, the same thing that saved you in slavery is killing you now, literally in post-slavery, and that is adaptability. I put this in one of the books I just wrote recently, that adaptability is what happens when humans run across a situation that uh, they need time to figure out how to overcome. See, struggle is ordained for you. If you believe in yourself that you can do it, then you know that there's going to be a struggle for you to do it. It's always going to be pushback. Whatever positive thing you have in your life, it's going to be pushback. I wrote this in the book also as well. Gravity and poverty have similar traits, whereas gravity is always trying to pull. It appears that gravity is trying to pull um, everything at the surface to the center of the earth. Likewise, poverty is trying to pull anything it can to the worst condition possible, living condition possible. So to stay away from gravity, you have to keep moving. You have to constantly try to keep moving yourself and keeping yourself above ground. Well, the same thing is in trying to stay out of poverty. You have to keep yourself above the poverty level, which is you do that by study. By study and by hard work, you can achieve this goal. Now, but I want to talk further about adaptability. See, to survive, you had to adapt to the condition of slavery. You had to adapt to that. Well, you had a choice to adapt to that. You could have not adapted to it and been like the Native Americans and, just suicided everybody. But our ancestors didn't think that way. They didn't think along those lines. They felt like at some point we would figure out how to struggle and overcome this situation. They didn't want to just kill us all and have us not even ever overcome it. They wanted us to overcome it. So they took the brunt of the situation in the slavery so that we, now that we not getting whipped on the back, could figure out a way to overcome the situation. And thank God, a lot of people, white, black, red, yellow, and brown, came together to get rid of the slavery situation legally. Now, so we don't have to adapt to that slave situation anymore. I'm watching my time. We don't have to adapt to slave situation anymore. But what we have adapted to is self-inflicted destructions, fratricide, and suicide, and we've adapted ourselves to being to a lesser quality of life. What you're looking at here is a picture of Detroit, Michigan, and people are actually living in places like this because human being's mind is so vast, it can adapt or it can go into space. I mean, the human mind can do a lot of different things. So, but us as black people, we have countercultured ourselves into adapting into less than good surroundings and good mentalities. For example, the violence that we do on each other is just ridiculous. Most of it is uncalled for. But we have adapted ourselves into saying and to justify it to ourselves to say I had to do that because that nigga stepped on my shoes or he started looking at my girl or whatever, right? We adapt ourselves to this situation. This causes our babies to get shot, our mothers to get shot, our daughters, our fathers. I mean, we've adapted ourselves to the um, the epidemic, the pandemic. That you think coronavirus is a pandemic? The pandemic of single motherhood in the black community is absolutely out of control. It's out of control, and it's just a chain that we can't break it. Oh, we not can't break it. Let me rephrase that. We're not breaking it because we have been given a sweet tooth for filth. We've been given a sweet tooth for filth, so we don't even want to look at nothing unless it's got cussing and nudity and all. I'm talking about even with our children, we'll look at stuff like this or listen to stuff like this with our children close by. And we have adapted ourselves to accepting that we are less than, or we say it's different, but really, to tell the truth, it's just less than a normal person would want to live with the modern conveniences of modern life, right? I mean, if you can have a toilet with running water, why not have a toilet with running water? If you can have electricity with lights, why not have electricity with lights? If you can use a backhoe to dig a hole instead of 10 men using a shovel, why not use the backhoe? So I'm saying that to say there's advantages to modern technology, but there's also disadvantages to modern technology. But that makes no difference. The difference is us. It's our mentality as black people. We got to start thinking about things in a normal way. And I'm really talking to the men because I believe that if we as men get ourselves together, then the women, they're not going to have no choice but to, come along for the ride. So, and it'll be better for everybody. Crime will go down. Starvation will go down. Fratricide will go down. Suicide will go down because we're placing everybody in the right positions. We can't place everybody in the right positions if the people are not being taught, or the people are not accepting that the fact that the people are just not accepting that. Well, let me say it like this. We black people, especially black men, we have to stop making excuses for ourselves and allowing ourselves to lie to ourselves and tell ourselves we're doing good or we're in a good position. Just because money come to you from doing something don't mean, you're doing good. You able to live better, but at the expense of the people. To me, that's not really a good life. So I'm gonna say this: to get out of this, we have to learn how to accept the truth. We got to stop making excuses for our failures and adapting to our failures. And that's what we as black men, we do. We adapt to our failure instead of getting out there and overcoming and saying, well, we did this. Okay, we tried to do this. This didn't work. We tried to build a bank together. Okay, that didn't work. We tried to build another bank together. That don't work. Okay, we tried to build another bank together. That don't work. We just keep on and keep on until we get one going, right? That's how we should be. But instead, we're adapting to our failures, and we teach our children to adapt to their failures and make excuses for their failures. And we just put this generation of failures on. I mean, we just keep on going and going and going and going and going. So I think that we can step by step get our people out of not only and bring the crime rate down in America by bringing our people out of poverty, out of subjectivity, but we can also give them a higher standard of thinking. You didn't see, this is what you got to understand. You didn't think like this before you came here. Now you here and you have adapted to thinking at the worst level. So you were beaten into thinking at the worst level. You adapted to doing that, and now you stayed there. But you ain't supposed to stay at that mentality. You was just supposed to adapt. So that was just to buy you time to think about how you could overcome any situation you were in. Well, now you're in a situation where your people are starving in the streets. Your children are out here in the streets starving. your people are multiplying themselves right into hell. They're coming in hot in the hell, like with gas jackets, right? With single motherhood out of control, and black men saying, "Well, I'm gonna let the government take care of my children. I got 11 children. I'm taking care of them all." Really? Stop lying to yourself, dude. I'm a good dad. I come and visit my child once a month, twice a month, and we play when I come and see her. Really? Come on, man. We lying to ourselves, man. I'm a good dude. I just sell dope so that I can make money. Okay, well, I mean, we just gotta, but you killing the community doing it. But but we willing to tell ourselves whatever. Kind of like women. We got a whole generation of men who think like women, where a woman could say, a woman could be obese, 300 pounds, and other women will tell her, "Hey, you look good. He lucky to have you. You look good." And she just tell herself she look good. I don't care. She wears something she should be arrested for wearing. She'll wear it anyway out there because she'll tell herself, but that's a woman. So that's a woman. We got to excuse that. We got to excuse the women because the women is not their issue. It's not their issue. It's really our issue as men. If we led better, they would see that ain't gonna fly. See, they can see that ain't gonna fly because they ain't got nobody running interference for them because they can say what they want. Everyone else can do it up to a point, and then the men in their community will say, okay, if you really want it like that, then we'll put it like that. Then they'll quiet down. But in the black community, it's so many women as opposed to men. The men are outnumbered. The black women can just, hey, we can do it this way. So, but like I said, I don't want to get on black women because, it's not their fault. They're just as much a victim as the children. There ain't nobody out there making black single mothers than black men. Black men are the ones making single mothers. If you would stop giving away your seed and you stop going raw into these women, single motherhood would just significantly drop. Because if you're not ready to be right there when that baby comes or those babies come, then you should not be getting involved in sexual exploits unprotected. Well, at all, really. My advice is stay away from it all. But I'm not crazy. I know people gonna do what they want to do. They got hormones and everything. So at least if you're gonna be out there, you should be using protection. You shouldn't leave your seed in the hands of a woman, because once you leave your seed in the hands of a woman, she can be used it for what it is technically supposed to be used for. And once you relinquish control or um, possession, once you relinquish possession of your sperm, now it's in the hands of somebody who can use it for its intended purpose. Once they use it for its intended purpose, you are done. You have no more say in what's going to happen. She's the only one that gets the decision in what happens after that. So you got to make your decision before you climb that wall. You got to say, okay, under no circumstances am I going to relinquish possession of this, the water of life. Anyway, brothers, just coming around let's bring it all around. I want you to live a happy and free life, but you will never live a free life if you create responsibilities that you can't manage and you keep lying to yourself, telling yourself you're a good dude. Take it from me. I know I was a horrible person until I had to realize that I wasn't. And God had to touch me on the back of the head and say, yo, man, I've been telling you this whole time, you need to change up your thing. And so I am the footsteps, poem. I am that poem because I realized, hey, you left me. I've been out here all this time by myself. And that's when I heard, no. Those ain't your footsteps. Those are my footsteps. That's me carrying you through these situations. Anyway, brothers, let's change our game. Let's get let's adapt for the temporary, overcome for the long haul, and let's stop having all these babies without marrying these women. And let's look at, we have so many videos to try to help you have a better life. Not only black guys, but just, that's where the epidemic is. So of course that's where the fire is, and that's where we trying to put the fire out. But anybody who needs our help, if you need help and we can help you, hey, we'll help you. But like I said, the black men and young black men, this is where the fire is. So that's why we're specifically talking to you. Anyway, tell me what you think. What else could we do? What can we add to the situation to help it? You don't want to live like what you see here in Detroit. Here, this is just one area of Detroit, but this can be anywhere, any black town, USA. Okay, L.A., Detroit, Houston, Maryland, Miami, Baltimore, Jersey, whatever. It just depends on the thinking of the people. I thank you and I greet you in peace, and also never be the aggressor. Peace.